It's a quick session. So I'll
Two,
just
2 minutes only. Maggie noodles. That's
and I just have to say Tata bye bye because my Tata bye bye takes 2 minutes.
okay.
Okay. So instead of every time talking about something new, I just thought maybe we should dive deep in a little bit of our own selves and try to understand at least a few little things, what's happening to us, and is there any way I can change that? Now, when I'm talking about changing that, I am not talking about let's do a process, let's do something. No, I'm just talking about how can I, in a day to day life, my actions should change so that things change for me. This is how I'm trying to decode it. Especially after I did the last inner child healing workshop, it has more and more made me feel all we need to do is heal our inner child. And it is so powerful, it is so actually transformative that that's more than enough. And why do you think we don't remember our past lives? Why do you think we don't remember something which is happened long time back before me? If we start remembering all of it, one, probably it will stop us from evolving. Second thing is it's too much for our nervous system to take it. So God has made us to forget it very easily, although He keeps giving you hints and stuff so that you remember it. Okay? But if you start handling your own childhood issues, most of the things you are done with. So, how is this done with sentence materialize in our life is we'll start making different choices. That's all. You can still make the same choice and you can get stuck in the same problem, but that's again your choice. Okay, so at least you'll do an informed choice. So today, first let us understand what happened to us when we were children. Okay, so if you understand, children do not understand the logic of adults. They don't understand the logic. They don't even understand the parents are actually working hard, getting us money so that we live. It's a word which they use, what the parents say. Oh, we don't have money. Oh, okay, I can't give you that. Oh, they just talk it, say the same things which we have told. That's all. They don't understand that. Okay, so what happens is whatever our parents did something good or whatever we are doing it as good for children, we are only stressing them up because they don't understand, first of all. What they don't understand, you are actually making them by heart. And by hearting is very difficult. So, what they do is just to make sure that the by hearting process is easy, they attach some nonsense logic to that. So that now they have a meaning to whatever parents are telling. And it causes a lot of stress for them. Okay, so what's happening to a child? They're constantly watching the parents behavior, not parents behavior with them also, but between them, between they and to the world, they're watching. And that is what they're learning because one day they have to become the same adults and they're watching, they're learning about the life. And so that's how we are molding our children, or we got molded by our parents. And if you are telling stop this screen time, reduce the screen time, did you do your homework? All these are nonsense. They don't understand why should it happen? What is the need? And it only creates more and more and more stress. More stress. So more stress means start my defense mechanism. And what is the defense mechanism? I hate this parent. and I should, probably put some resistance, or I just keep quiet, then they will keep quiet. And I just do, not knowing why am I doing it, so that my parents shut their mouth up. That's it. That's what they're doing. And one fine day, when they become 18 years old, they think that all the misery in their life is because of you. That's how it is. And it is true. It is you. No doubt about it. And we can also think like, okay, whatever is happening in my life is all because of my parents, the way they handled me. Immediately you'll feel, no, 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 my parents are really good. I know, we all love that. Love and loyalty. But that shaped us in something. Otherwise, we shouldn't have had issues. We should have easily flown with the environment. But environment is changing. Now tell me, our DNAs have not changed in 50,000 years. It's not changed much. In fact, it is same. Then why we have so many problems? Physical issues, mental issues, stress issue, all kinds of things. Why? What is which is changing around us? Any idea? Which is not same in 50,000 years?
The time,
Our
the way
environment.
people,
Our environment which is changed. That means environment has a capacity to trigger, to shape, to bring that DNA stuff out. It is the nature. It is not nature. It is our surroundings. That is what causing everything come out. And who is the contributor to this surrounding which is triggering the DNA? We and our minds. The nerves, what we have in the body. Because DNA is in the body, so something in the body has to trigger. What is that? Nerves. What does nerve have? Emotions. Where do you get these emotions? Oh, I collected throughout my life. And we have a lot of people who can donate these emotions to us. Very too few people are our parents. Because they also got it like that. Right? So, one good exercise I did, whatever problem I have, little or big, I started analyzing it. Where is it coming from? For me, from my childhood. Everything. In 1 week's time, I did that actually. Every time when I encounter something, which is because of my environment, my surroundings, it could be um, even, leaky tap, or it could be a fight with my husband, anything, okay? I will identify the emotions and I'll think from where it is coming. I will think about from where it is coming for the responses by me. Like there is a leaky tap, let's say. I have an emotion now, irritation, everything. What is my response towards it? That is what I will write and I will think where is it coming from. And surprisingly, none of them are mine. There are a lot of wonderful things also. Why am I like that today? How am I able to deal with certain few things? Also came from my family. And so there's good and bad stuff, right? We all have that. But if you are brutally honest, you will start feeling that, oh, if I were to be parent for myself, I would have parented little better. To be doing something different now. At that time, that now was different. We have to understand that. Yeah. And so our parents couldn't do anything more than what they could, probably. So at that time, I started asking questions. What if my environment to be like they would just ask, how are things? Yeah, going good? Okay, that's it. You have any problem? You can talk to me. or this is what it is, you manage with it. If this way things are handled, it's much, much better. Because we were not given proper logic. We think that, okay, little one, they don't understand anything anyway. Just anyway, I'm doing for the good. No, they don't need to know. They just have to follow what I say. But if they had given a logic in whatever way which I could understand, it would have been much better, is what I felt. So, what I did, from where this response is coming, when I got the answer, I would just imagine in my head that I'm talking to myself at that time and I give logic to myself. And that actually changed a lot. A lot of things changed for me. My respect to my parents also changed. And I realized their limitations also. And I started seeing the good thing which has happened rather than the bad thing which has happened. So this kind of made me more powerful. Let me say that way. So, all of you, please, at least for 2, 3 days, just 2, 3 days, attempt this. It can be something major issue in your life. Take some 10 minutes off. Think about it. First thing you will answer is, what are my emotions towards this? How am I feeling? Am I feeling helpless? Am I feeling I'm not supported? Am I feeling I'm lonely? Am I feeling I'm not belonged? All that, whatever you feel. Many are straightforward emotions, many are little deeper emotions, which are deeper emotions. To feel that I'm not belong, initially that sorrow, sadness, anger will first have to come, and then only you'll feel that, hey, I'm not belonged here. That's how I feel. Okay? Otherwise, you won't know what you're feeling. So make these emotions. And then, so how are you behaving because of these emotions in this current moment? Am I resisting it? Am I running away from it? Am I postponing this issue not to address it? Or am I thinking that um, I will just do something and then I will attempt this solving the issue? That's also kind of postponement, resistance. Or am I given up? I've just given up on this. Or am I angry? Or do I feel like taking revenge? Or I feel helpless as a victim. So these are all responses for the event. After this,
But
start
I,
thinking. Yes, Neha?
but I can be angry
All,
and
all actually.
resentful
There
and
cannot
still
be
give
one
up on
emotion.
it. कि ये तो ऐसा ही है situation. Never mind.
So the SIA situation, never mind, is your response to that. So then you think, where did it start? You will definitely find one place in your childhood where you did or someone did like that. Because whatever responses we are doing is what we have learned from our environment as a child. Because child didn't have any logic to act on. So child just chose, okay, this is what it is, I will just do. Now I don't understand. Okay? So then what happens? Then you will realize, oh my God, this is what it is. At that time, what you can do is imagine that you, a little one, is sitting next to you and then talk to that little one. Now, is it a magic? Is it a past which is over? Yeah, I agree, all of that. But that gives a processing to your adult brain to understand what is happening in the current issue is because of this. I have to open up myself. I have to look at it differently because I'm looking at it from the child point of view and I'm completely biased about myself. It is like you are compelling yourself to believe something and do something. You are convinced. That conviction is done by the child. And that's messing up your life. So you need to look at that and allow your brain to process this childhood issues, understand what actually the child decided, and how that is affecting your current life. You can have a summary of your life so far. Then you'll know that, oh my gosh, this is so true. I just need to open up myself and understand what happened in the past. And then there is some kind of a power coming to you. Sometimes there will be a sad thing which would have happened. It's not, grief is not exactly someone passing away. It's also something like somebody going away, passing away. We wouldn't have processed it that time. Maybe we didn't have time, or maybe we were rushed, and a lot of hush hush rushed things were happening at the time. Parents did not have time to process, and you kind of learnt it that grief need not have to be processed. Just move on, do something very busy thing in your life, and that will go away. You know, then you realize that okay, all of this I have taken, and now it's a bamboo for us. So if you just start with this retrospection, 100% you will reach where you need to reach, and you'll be able to handle all your problems which you're feeling that I don't know why this is happening to me. And you will know crazily it cannot be easily, connected to dots cannot be connected very easily, but then trust me, it does. It does get connected, and then you will start solving your issues. One of the good questions I always ask when, especially the case when I feel by chance helpless, where I feel that I don't know what to do, the first question came to my head at that time was, when I didn't know what to do as a child, where did I go and whom did I talk to? Everybody should ask this question. I realized that I didn't have anybody to talk to, with whom I feel safe to talk. My parents were not there. I lived with my uncle, aunt, and grandfather. And I wanted to showcase I'm a brave girl. Whom do I talk to? There were no phones at that time. STD calls, you make the STD calls, wait for half an hour, and then you get the call back. We wouldn't do that. We wouldn't waste that money. And
So
then
what if we had nobody to talk to?
that's the problem. That is the problem. That is why when we grow up, we feel that if you are in a company office, no subordinate is understanding you. They all look at you as if you are a person who cannot be a manager, because you don't know how to connect with people at all. You know that you can handle everything in your own self because you didn't have anybody. On the contrary, it will work very good for you. You can go deeper into subjects, you can become amazing, good, all that is there. But you are a person who can become a freelancer, but you can't work in a group. So everything has its positive and negatives. All I'm trying to say is find out even what is positive, find out even what is negative. Take the advantage of the positives and let go the negative. So this, what will bring this will bring a kind of acceptance about who you are. And you probably will try to become somebody which is good for you, rather than I know I can't be a people manager. Let's say I was never a people manager, you know that, but I was a person who could talk to anybody about their problems and kind of make them feel good and make them understand what other options they have. A lot of my managers have commented about this. Are you doing project management? Are you doing counseling here? I mean, these are all the facts I'm telling you. So we need to understand who we are. And that brings a lot of strength in you. So that's one question I always ask a lot of people also. Whom do you go talk to when you have a problem? As a child, whom did you go and talk? I ask my children also. They have to be brutally honest about it. But that is where almost it tells you about your life. Ask these subtle questions. It'll answer your life. So it is basically doing your own self some therapies without the help of any therapist or anybody, keeping life itself as a therapist for you, and then asking yourself questions. And when you're aware of it, see, when somebody tells us and we get the awareness, it won't stay long in our head. But when you realize on your own, it'll shift you. That is why you need to do this exercise. It should be a continuous exercise actually. And then slowly, also one more thing will happen. If these situations are coming up in your life, let's say 2 situations in a day, then slowly it'll be 1 situation in a day, then slowly 1 situation in a week, then you know that there is something changing. And your environment becomes better, easier, nicer, because we are now opening up to understand and believe what we are doing for ourselves, what happened to us, and what is it I learned. That's why I have become what I am right now. And we're all trying to become good and best only. We have to have empathy for ourselves. And also, going a little further from this is like, why am I inviting these kind of situations in my life? Because of these responses. Maybe I'm resisting something. So, though I feel that I so badly wanted that, there is a resistance in our head. So, what happens is that will slip away and go away from us. Why? Because actually, truly, I am not willing to face it. Why? Because something in the past which is equal to stress has happened. And my response to that is somehow let it go. That is how it is. So we have to understand. And when you change, how do you know that you have changed? Whatever you deeply desire will come very easily without expecting it will come. And in fact, you will get surprised and shocked because, first of all, you never believed that can happen to you because of those resistances and everything. And suddenly you'll feel that, oh my God, isn't this good? At that time, again, ask yourself, is it aligned with my life purpose? The 4 questions we have spoken in, I think, 2, 3 sessions back. And then if you feel extremely peaceful in your throat and heart, that means it's for you. Okay? So it is like a 6-day challenge until the next Tuesday. Every day, when you encounter something good, bad, ugly, write it down. What are those things you write? One sentence which says what happened, because you need to have a context later on. Second thing is what are the emotions you felt because of that. Third is what was your response to it. And fourth one is a very internal thing to think what happened in my childhood like this so that I have taken this response. Observe and you'll unlock great things. Because what comes to light doesn't hold control over you anymore. And so what happens? You have a lot of choices to make. You don't have to be critical about yourself. You don't have to be resisting if so much what you want. You don't have to resist it. And so many things will flow. At that time, you'll have choices to take it or not. You are not compelled to take it. You have choices. Slowly, things will become easy. That is exactly when you think that, hey, I should flow because things are coming so easily. Okay, any questions? So I've given you 6-day challenge. All of you do it. Yes, Neha.
Um, Whenever somebody advertises about these kind of courses, motivational and blah blah, freedom from everything, they say you will change your DNA or delete your DNA and stuff like that. But I have never understood what they mean, and I've not done such work.
This is exactly what it is, right? See, environment surrounding has the power to trigger you.
Okay.
And we have everything in the DNA. Let's take it that way. Okay, we
Right.
have never analyzed even fully. No scientists have analyzed DNAs fully. We know very, very little about it. And every emotions or whatever, we are recording it. We are always recording it into the DNA. Okay? Now what happens is if you are in the environment surroundings which are very stressful, triggering for you, etc., then DNA gets triggered. Now, what is that which is causing this surrounding to trigger you? Your past experiences which are around you is inviting those like magnets. Now, how do you change that? Is nothing but work upon this, understand this past. Then those things won't invite these things from the environment to trigger your DNA. Effectively, you change your DNA because you don't have to record any more of your emotions, etc. there. Your experience, you don't have to record it. The whole idea of recording into DNA is for the evolution's sake. You understood, right?
Yes. Thank you. Because that has always been ticking in my head. What is this? They say they can change
And
DNA.
another the thing about these DNAs, you don't have any choice, sir. You don't even know that you're writing. Right? There is no choice.
Yeah.
There is no choice. And you write the good things also, by the way. There is no choice. So the only way, only choice I have is how I react to my situations. That choice I have. That indirectly will rewrite or write something else for the DNA. So that's why it's more and more you observe your responses and where this is coming from. Be a observer for yourself, and then definitely things will change. It's not possible that it won't change. It will change. I have seen people changing in 15 days, but they've worked very seriously on them. The day you are ready to do work on yourself, that, yeah, it's became too much. Now is the time that I need to change. I have seen people changing. And I have also started observing myself how am I behaving with my children. No matter however you behave, still they will think whatever because that's their evolution. But then at least you can give them a logic so that they can think differently. Give them the logic. That's what it is. Give them your logic. You're not supposed to say that this is the truth. You have to tell them, I am telling you this because this is my logic. Now that makes them to choose or not to choose. Or if they have thought something wrong, they can now think, oh yeah, that was wrong what I thought. That's very evident now. I'm able to observe all of these things in my own life. And I'm trying to make things better for especially my children. Plus, I'm able to help my clients better. And there is nothing which we cannot change. There's only one criteria because of which we can't change. That is our life. When the life ends, everything ends, but you have already transmitted it via DNA. So, all you can do is when you have the chance, when you have the life, make it better. Whatever happened before, undo it. It's possible. Okay, so that means you all realize the 6 days challenge. Next week, I'm going to ask. You all have to say at least something which is aha kind of a realization for you. Very, very tiny it could be about yourself. And how probably that now has changed your perspective towards your own life. That's all we are asking at the end of the 6 day challenge. Let's see what comes up. Okay? Nishant?
How long at a time did you sit with yourself to analyze
Maybe
this?
what was it you said? How?
How long? 15 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour?
I don't
To
know.
look at a
Sometimes,
situation.
see, sometimes I was just sitting there in somebody's house and I just suddenly realized something. I didn't have anything to write. I just took my mobile. I have a notepad in my mobile. Okay. So I make a note there. So that was just 2 minutes. But then at home, when no one is around, I have a tendency to think about certain few things. And because I have many clients, I have many mentees. I think about what they say also, and I would think that what could be the reason. And it always opens up something for me in my life. So it not necessarily your own issue or your own problem. When somebody tells you something, you can think, and that will lead you to understand something for yourself. That is why we say life is a therapist. You don't need a therapist separately. But you need to observe life. Then only therapy can happen, no? Yes, Sheetal.
Yeah, that's what I also want to understand that I've been going through um, a tough time with a particular person since past 13, 14 years. And yesterday itself, after few months, the same, not few months, the same pattern, repeated. And I totally, broke down and I was crying like crazy
It
yesterday.
is okay. It is a very good way of bringing balance in yourself when you cry. Very good. It's a very quick way of coming down.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
After that, you apply these 3 things which I told you and find out. And find out every time how this pattern is getting triggered by the surroundings. And is there any way that you can handle it? That is when you will have to think how you handled as a child. It will
Yeah.
always be that.
I would always keep quiet, and that is what I'm still
Yeah.
doing. And I'll
So that
just
is where you have to find out why you kept quiet. You'll find out
not,
that.
I am not able to speak up with that particular person only. Others, it is still fine. But with
See,
that one
if
person,
this particular person goes away, there'll be another person who will come and give you the same experience. It is nothing about people. We have to understand this is nothing about people.
there is
It
something
is
I have to learn.
it's about the experiences we are calling out. So you can't run away from people because someone else will give you a same issue. Very specifically, people who divorce. What happens next? Oh, okay, this person is gone. Very good. If they are working, boss will create the same kind of issue. Emotionally, I'm talking. Okay, you leave that company. What happens next? Your neighbor will start. That also somehow will manage. Finally, what will happen? Your children will give you. You can't remove your children now. Now
Uh,
take it and deal with it and heal it.
How much will you run?
Yeah, this is not about people at all. We have to go deeper, understand where is this problem coming for me. And they are not one to one, okay? What I'm trying to say is you always kept quiet, then the thing you have to understand where I was made to keep quiet, or is it my mother who's keeping quiet all the time? Like that, you have to go deeper and then give that logic of that time now as an adult. Because at that time there was no logic. Yeah, I have explained this many times. I several sessions. I don't remember where all I have mentioned, but one of the thing is very recently what my daughter, who is right now 14, told me is when she was around 7 year old, when I was sending her to the competitive swimming. One day when I was standing there, I believe, and then I got a phone call. So I went out of the pool to take the phone call. And the coach who was standing there, he was like, you know how coaches are, they'll be like bullying people, that's how they are. But anyway, she said she suddenly felt, oh my God, where did my mother go? Is she abandoning me? What is your logic? Am I the abandoning person? And I'm the one who's standing there, I will definitely take her and go. But what happens? This is what she thought. On top of that, the coach, so she started swimming better. So the coach says, see, when your mother is not there, you will definitely swim better. We should send your mother always out. Understood? So for her, it is someone is confirming that if she swims well, my mother won't go away. She will come and take me. So she started swimming well, all that thing. After some time, I came back. What does that confirms her again? If I swim well, then my mother will come back. She won't leave me. Okay, it happened 7 year when she was 7 year old. She's telling me this 14 years when something else came up. What does that mean for me is she must be always trying to do things better so that I don't abandon her. This is as a 7 year old. As a 14-year-old, her thing would be, is my mother happy? She won't understand this abandoning all that. She's forgotten. But unknowingly, she will do that, right? Whatever she picks up, if I do well, then my mother is happy. Because they don't want to be abandoned. So, what I have to tell her, what I told her rather is, I do not want to talk to this XYZ person in the presence of this coach. That is why I went out. And I'm not going to abandon you ever. These kind of things will make them feel, oh my God, what I thought, no, how stupid I am. And then that it changes for them because they need to be safe. Child is looking at being safe in the safe environment where stress need not have to come out. That is all they want. So you tell them, do your homework, you tell them, stop watching this. They're sniffing. Oh, is there stress? Is it not safe for me? Am I supposed to do something so that I keep away this stress source away? Is all that they're thinking. What is it I do that this is away and I'm safe? And that's the same thing we are behaving in our life too. For example, Sheetal, keeping quiet is her making sure that that stress is kept away and she feels safe. But she's forgotten all of that. Everywhere it goes back to like this only. And the moment you look at it and change, something very
So
nicely will.
we realize, suppose that keeping quiet is our safety zone,
Yeah,
or whatever. Even when I was a child, I did that and whatever.
it is like if I keep quiet, this person will keep quiet. They don't hover around me and tell me do this, do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
or
then
the
what
things
happens
will not
ahead?
become more worst or whatever,
Yeah, I
But
don't have to
just
face that
scared.
next
Yeah,
thing. Let me just
yeah.
do this, keep quiet. That's my
And
safe.
then what? What happens ahead?
What happens
That is
I next
still
time
what
you
we are carrying to keep
next time
quiet.
you will feel that at that time that child felt like that because children feel unsafe. Wow, I'm an adult now. I can talk because I'm powerful. I am no more a child. Now I can talk.
And as a child, your daughter is 14 years old, and you told her whatever you told her, so it changed for her. But
Hopefully it has changed for her. She's still she's still a child where her inner child is still building up, right?
right.
So all of this can be understood and worked by people who are above 20 because they've already formed their characteristics. But if a child, if you're talking, you have a immediate opportunity to change in case if they've thought something wrong.
So if I understand that something I'm carrying from my mother, for instance, and she is
Huh.
no more, um, okay, she was doing this in her situation,
Yes.
and that's how I'm doing it.
Yes.
Then what?
Then what is that? You're not going to heal your mother. You are healing that child who took it from the mother. So you are going to think about from the child point of view what happened, what was its perception towards mother, what did the child decide? Like Sheetal case, I will keep quiet. That's better. That's what the child decided, not the mother. So when you realize that, you are going to become that mother to her and who will change because you are an adult now.
I will become a mother to my inner child.
Yes,
Okay.
because now the inner child has an adult who is giving a logic. At that time, that child didn't have the logic.
So when you say that think of the three things, you're saying think of a situation,
That situation you don't have to think because that would happen in everyday life.
happen. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, at that time you're
Correct.
analyzing, you're thinking of the situation. This is
And
what
then you
happened,
think that
what I
what
felt.
you felt, what all you
Uh,
felt. Like Sheetal said, I cried and all that something, right? So you some emotions came up. They are raw emotions which that child would have felt, built up emotions. Okay? And then you think, what was my response? Now, as an adult, what is the response I gave? Or to that event, what is my response? That event may be not just one moment, it could be one few weeks event, something which is happening. And what is the
it
response you're
can be
giving
a
it to?
recurring situation. No, this type of situation forever comes.
That is correct. But right now, whatever has happened, you observe that it's easier for you to know what response you give.
Yeah.
Did you fight with them? Did you go away? Or did you say that I don't want any of this, I'm getting away from this? What was this? Or you feel that it's always like that for me. People always say like this for me. I feel very powerless. I feel victim. I feel that I'm no good. So many things as your response is coming out. Then you have to find out where is this response coming. You will find out very easily. You will find out.
Once I find out,
That's it.
then
What
I
came to
address the
your
inner child.
what came to your you see, I have a different process as an inner child thing. But what you can do is in a day-to-day life, just understanding that itself is a brain connection changing. So that your responses as a choice will be different next time. You'll become more calmer. And you'll know how I can do it better next time. Or what is that one different thing I can do next time? That's how it is. Okay?
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
All of you, whoever present here, don't have any choice but to do the 6-day challenge.
But it was a
Unfortunately, you
wonderful
decide to
session
attend
Yeah,
today.
beautiful
You
session.
do it.
and very practical, doable.
Yeah, I feel that from now on, we should concentrate more on practicality and then changing our life. We should do that. Otherwise, it's of no use.
We'll
Okay,
get this
see.
recording.
Yeah, recording is there. Okay. I'll
Yeah.
ask Neha.
Thank you.
She has a question. What, Neha?
Isha, I missed the first 30 minutes. So, like, when will the recording be uploaded in the group?
Soon.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So all
What
of you
I
take
have,
care.
I have a question.
Yes, Nishant.
Just trying to understand, like for example, there's a common fundamental pattern with most of us, resistance to change.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you would want to dig yourself, maybe some part of your inner child, your parents, your upbringing, everything. So will the eureka moment be different for each of them in terms of understanding that?
Absolutely. My resistance could be my defense mechanism in that time. At that time, defense mechanism was required for me at that time. So I chose that as a resistance. Okay. But now the same resistance is taking all opportunities away from me.
Hmm.
It's no more a defense mechanism for me, but my go-to response is postpone it or tell everybody I'm busy, okay? It has changed for me, Nishant. I'm not lying.
No, I agree with you, and that's why I asked. Like, I mean, that's what I'm also trying
So,
to look
the
at.
moment I realized it, one logical question I asked, if I'm giving an appointment, let's say after 3 days, that means I'm accepting to do the session. Why can't I do the session now itself when I have the time? What is that resistance I have? It's the same, right? You have to do it someday, and you are agreeing also to do. Then what is my resistance? So I went deeper layers like this. And then you know what happens? You're willing to say, hey, bring it. I have time. And my mind is there to do. If I don't have my mind, that is different. But if it is there, why should I postpone? And that has opened up opportunities like anything you can't imagine. We have to show up, leaving
Hmm.
out all our resistance. And this kind of small little work, understanding, self talk, works brilliant. The last FC,
Hmm.
immediately after that FC, I know how I should show up. And that has changed brilliantly for me. That's what I'm saying, Nishant. But ultimately, it's my choice. That's also my choice.
Hmm.
But subconsciously, when you start making the choices, you feel that it's flowing so easily, you know. The thing is, the choice has to become very subconscious, according to me. And it
Hmm.
should be right choice. That's what it is.
Only then you would have worked on it. Otherwise, if it's conscious, then it's not really.
Actually, choice becoming subconscious is a very bad way because then subconsciously you're doing all kinds of nonsense also. But if you have worked out and you have got a good breakthrough, and if that is subconscious and working out for you in the current situation, it's well and good as long as it works.
Hmm.
When it doesn't work someday, you better do it differently again.
Basically, has a positive action.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All the
Thank
best to
you.
everybody. Take care and
Thank
bye.
Thank
you.
you so
Thank
much.
you. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Isha. Thank you so much.